Hey, what's up you guys? So last year I made a video, I think it was in August, September, October, around that time, and I pondered the question on if open relationships worked. Well, I wanted to make an update video for you guys today. I got in this relationship in August 4th, and from August to December we were straight, alright? And the reason we did this open relationship, just in case anyone was wondering why, now this was my first open relationship. The only reason I did it was because we are not in the same area, so it was a long distance relationship as well. So I wanted us to stay together because I felt that maybe if it was more of an open relationship, it might work. Alright, not so we can just randomly hook up with just anybody we wanted to, but you know, we leave it open just in case we have needs that need to be taken care of, and so I didn't have a problem with that because we'd still be together. And we constantly text all the time, pretty much text the whole day, even though both of us are hella busy doing going to work, going to school, doing other things, living life basically. And it worked well for us, from, like I said, from the time we got together, August to December, we were straight, we were good, like nothing had changed. However, the last week of December, I started noticing some things that I started picking up on that I wasn't liking. Like, one thing was our messages, our text messages were not as frequent as they were before. Like, maybe I'd get a text maybe once, twice, maybe 3 times a day, and that would be it. Now, so I started picking up on little things like that, but it didn't last long. Like, it only lasted like a couple of days, and then it picked up back to where it was, because I hadn't, because I don't know what was going on at that time, but I have an idea of what was going on, but I don't really want to say what I think it was. But anyways, everything was straight, and then January, February, we were good, and then towards the second week, or after the first week of February, things started, the same things started happening. I would get texts in the morning or in the afternoon. I wouldn't get a response until the nighttime. Alright, so that'd be 8, 9, 10 hours later. And then when I text back, I wouldn't hear from that person until the following afternoon or night. So I'm like, something is not right. Something is going on. That's just something that any person will pick up on. I myself, I can pick up on things very, very easily through text messages, through just reading someone. I'm really good about knowing if something is not right. And that I picked up on, alright? But I didn't say anything about it, so I thought maybe they're going through some things. You just never really know what they're going through. And our for us, two things I always said that you have to have in a relationship is trust and communication. If you don't have communication, how can you trust them? And I started noticing through that time, that around that 2-week period, that our communication was getting bad. Alright, and I didn't like it. So today, February 21st, so today, February 21st, the things I had been experiencing for those past 2 weeks, alright, maybe week and a half, were really bothering me. They're bothering me really badly, to the point where I'm just not myself, because, sometimes when the relationships, it changes the person, like, if they don't text you all day, then it's like the end of the world, but it's not really, but you kind of feel like it is. You start having these really weird feelings in your stomach and gut, and your mind is telling you things, but your heart is saying something totally different. It's just a conflict of interest, you know what I'm saying? So eventually I had to let it was bothering me so bad that I had to let it be known how I'm feeling. So I wrote a very lengthy text message. So luckily I got a message back quite pretty quickly. And they were like, yeah, I know, I've been kind of distant, because I was saying how they had been distant for about 2 weeks, and they admitted it to it. They said that they were sorry for it, and that they had been talking to someone else that they like. Which I'm like, okay, that's cool. That, like, it wasn't surprising to me, because that's what I was thinking, something's going on, you know. So I had a feeling already, but I just wanted them to see if they were going to be honest about it, because I've always said from the beginning that I keep it 100% real with them. You know, anything going on, I'll let you know. Ask me anything you want to know, I'll tell you. I don't have a problem with that, but I expect you to do the same for me. So don't be on that BS, lying to me, playing games, because I don't put up with that. I don't put up with liars, you know. That's why I'm having some issues with some family members, because they're on some weird stuff right now, and I'm not with it, you know. They don't know how to be honest and not lie, and that's a problem for me. But enough of that. So we mutually decided to break up today. You know, people tell me, you know, you should be sad, you should be mad, you should have all these feelings, and I don't. I'm actually, for me, it was like a relief that was, you know, that got taken care of, because you guys don't understand how bad I was feeling. Like, it was changing my whole mood. Like, I wasn't who I normally am. Like, I was a totally different person when I started noticing for that week and a half that, you know, something's going on, you know. And, you know, the longer that I waited, the more it hurt me. So then when we eventually talked it out, and I got everything I needed off my chest, it made me feel so much better. And, you know, it actually made me happy, to be honest with you. So we, like I said, we mutually broke up. There's no bad blood or anything. We good. We're cool, you know, because a lot of people don't realize is that when we started talking, we hit it off immediately, you know, as friends, because I have to be friends with the person I'm dating, you know, because I have to be able to confide in them. I need to talk to them, especially if things are bothering me. So, you know, we had a lot of things in common. We had chemistry together, you know, so that just made it a lot easier for us to connect, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the open relationship thing, it didn't work, but it wasn't because it was an open relationship. It was because it was a long-distance relationship. Do long-distance relationships work? I'm going to say no on this, but I know people who are married and that their husbands go off to fight in wars. That's something totally different. But generally speaking, I'm going to say no, they don't work. And would I suggest you get in one? I would not. But other than that, you know, our relationship was good, except our distance thing. It was bothering me, and it was bothering them. So when I brought it up, you know, we felt the same way. You know, we were both lonely, because it's just not a good relationship to, you know, be on your phone, because it's like you're loving your phone and you're loving something that's not actually there. Like, you don't have that physical connection that you want, and you miss it, basically. And that's what it was, you know. And you can only do so much, you know. So it's difficult. It is, being in two complete different states. I mean, we had plans of trying to see each other again this summer. They're going to come out, but because of this new job thing, it wasn't going to work out, because they couldn't get vacation time, which I understand that. And they said that they waited to tell me until today, because they knew I've been going through some things right now. And then on top of this relationship thing, it was just making me miserable. Okay, so altogether, we had been together from August 4th, 2013 to February 21st, 2014. So almost 7 months. It had almost been 7 months that we had been together. And, you know, but one thing people don't know is that while we were still together, I was talking to other people, but just trying to get to know other people, not because I was trying to date because I was already in a relationship, and anytime they had asked if I was single or whatever, then I would let them know, no, I'm not. But if they never asked, then I wouldn't have ever told them, unless it became something serious, and then they would need to know, look, I'm in a relationship. But that didn't happen. Let's see what else. Okay, so again, like I said, it lasted almost 7 months. That's pretty good, right? But usually between 5 to 8 months is usually when the relationship starts ending for me anyways. Just because, we're past that honeymoon stage where, we just want to be together all the time. We're in that lovey-dovey stage, we like each other a lot, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually it gets to a point where we're comfortable with each other. And sometimes it could be too comfortable, which that's something you have to really watch out for, especially the longer you're in the relationship, because things do change, and it could even be you. Sometimes your feelings change. I hadn't changed, and that's how it was through all my other relationships. Some of my other relationships haven't been really good. Some people have lied to me. I got cheated on a couple times, So, it's good that if I ever saw them out in the streets, then there would be, it'd be all good. It's not like some people where you have a bad relationship, you break up, and then you want nothing to do with them. So, like, if you see them out in the streets, one day, and then, you don't just ignore them like they don't exist. Or, what some people do, they'll see the other person that they know, and then they'll turn around and walk the other way. I mean, who does that? But yeah, I try to remain some type of, like, I don't want things to end that way, that's just not me. But there are a few people out there that I did date that's how it'd probably be. We just ignore each other, like neither one of us exists, and that's fine, but that's usually not the type of person that I want to be. And I don't, you can't let all that anger and hold grudges all the time for something that might have happened 5-6 years ago. Move on to bigger and better things like I'm doing.